Okay, so now, since that I want to record any of the Zoom room lectures that we are currently participating in, my mic has to be on. So that means it's going to pick up when you guys are just chattering in general. So just be aware that there is a microphone that's recording up here now. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. So the reason I'm recording these Zoom rooms is now that whenever you're out or whenever I'm absent and there's a sub or whatever, you have access to whatever we covered in that class. So you can quickly reference it based off of the thread for the week. So all of this is to say, we're going to talk a little bit about what we are, do some setup for 4.7.3 so that you guys are good to start working on it, start expanding on it this week during our block day. So I'm going to go into my file explorer. I'm going to start here because we have a really well-made mock-up that you guys submitted before the break. You go see semester 1 web design. Here we have our 4.7.2 root folder, right? The work you've been doing, the great work that you've been, maybe some of the frustrating parts that you want to change, but it's there in the version. We're going to take advantage of that draft by copying and pasting the work we've already done into a new folder. So what you'll do here is make sure you check that box and then right click or middle finger click and go down to copy and then just paste it right here. We know how to copy and paste for sure, but this is source coding. We already have this code written out. We don't need to write it all out again. So for our purposes of 4.7.3 and to leave 4.7.2 in its draft state, we're going to take this copied folder and rename it to 4.7.3. So when you're renaming something, the way that I quickly move around the cursor so that I don't accidentally take the whole name is when it turns blue like this, you can use your left or right arrow keys to move to either the start or the end of the name so that you can quickly take off the copy part instead of having to write it all from scratch once again. So just use your arrow keys to move around to different portions so you have access to that here, there, the other. Just hit enter. Now we have created source code for our final project that's exactly the same as your progress on 4.7.2. So before you do any coding for your final version, we need to make some quick adjustments and notes so that we know which page that we're working on. So I'm going to open up VS Code here. And then this is from first period. So I'm going to go to File and then Open Folder. I'm going to go into second period web design and open up that 4.7.3 folder, which looks exactly like my 4.7.2, right? Here's my 4.7.2, the mock-up as it stands right now. So the quickest way, and just an efficient practice in general, is to do something called version history. So this is my 3.7 or my 4.7.3. I'm going to move my captions over here. This is my 4.7.3. So in order to make a note of that, normally the way we've commented in the past is you have to go shift comma, then exclamation point, then dash dash, and it's going to auto fill out the comment. And you go, this is version 4.7.3, whatever. It's a lot of button presses to get this comment to behave the way that you want it to. So I see that this desk cluster just went on offline. I'm going to check that real quick. But yes, hey, anybody on this group in the front, do you have internet? No? Okay, I'll check it here in just a second. So I'll check it right now. Yeah, so that plug is wait, hold on. Yeah. It's not your fault. It's fine. Yeah, because it's set for your. We'll look at it. It's a draft. It's don't worry. Okay. All right. So we'll wait for this Zoom room to reconnect. But in the meantime, since this is being recorded, I'm going to show you guys how to quickly comment that you can use this keystroke as like a switch, like an on and off switch. But that's more for CSS. Anyway, I'm gonna go to line number 9 here, all inside of my head container, because version history, VERSION, version history, is a way to kind of keep track of your changes and make notes on what is actually different here. So I'm just gonna go, since version 1 was our mock-up, our draft, this is draft number 2, version number 2. So I'm just put the letters V2 right here, but that's not gonna affect anything because this is just text without elements, without tags, whatever. If you highlight that text, this works for any part of your HTML or your CSS, but if you highlight that text and hold Control and hit question mark, it's going to automatically comment out that entire line. So what you can use this for, we go to my output, right? Nothing changes because it's a comment and it's in the head section, is now I have a little note inside of my 4.7.3 that this is version 2 of whatever site this is. Now, that's not the clearest note. If you open that back up, you've ever taken notes and you look back at it going, what was I talking about? This is something you want to keep in mind. So what I'll do next is go here to line 13 at the end of line 12. Just write out a quick little, this is an update from version 4.7.2 to 4.7.3, right? I don't want that to appear on my page. I don't need my audience to see my entire script while I'm performing this play, so to speak, of our web page. So I'm going to highlight that line 13, Control question mark, automatically comments it out. So when I go back to open this coding environment, when I'm working on my different drafts of my pages, I can quickly kind of see some notes on which version update this is. You could even put this up here in the head section, like, oh, yeah, like that. But something to keep in mind is that when you quick comment, it quick comments the entire line. So like, let's say if I wanted to put a comment here saying this link takes you to page 3, and then I highlight just that part that I want to comment. When I hit Control/, it takes the entire line. So anytime you're making notes, I'm going to Control X that real quick. Whenever you're taking notes, Control V, you want it to be on its own line so that you don't comment out your actual HTML. So instead of writing it inside directly connected to the thing I'm taking a note about, I'm going to do it underneath. This link takes you page 2. Okay. Highlight that, Control question mark. It's going to quick comment and keep it nested and relevant to whatever changes you're making. So now that our pages are getting bigger and bigger, you want to be saving often. VS Code, which is one of my favorite parts about CodePen. CodePen, the other IDE I've used in the past, has autosave. It works like Google Docs, right? VS Code doesn't have that enabled by default. So if you want to enable autosave, it's super easy. You just go up here to File, and then check this box right here that says autosave. So now whenever I make a change, if you notice right up here, I no longer have the white dot appearing, because anytime I'm making a change, any new character, any new entering, anything like that is going to automatically save my progress. So I could close out of this, go into here, right click on that and go open with Visual Studio Code like this. It's going to automatically keep whatever changes I made even without saving. So if you find that your stuff is not saving often enough, or you aren't Control S-ing, whatever, your computer crashes, it's a good little option to have this file autosave box checked so that you always have something to work with here. So let's check our thread, our agenda for the day. We talked about source coding, we talked about version numbering and quick comments. So what that means is I have finished up everything I've wanted to show you for today. So the way it'll work is once I close up the Zoom room, it saves the video, I upload it to YouTube, attach it to our thread so you can see whatever Zoom room we created here. What I want you guys to do today, 2 things. Make a copy of your 4.7.2 folder and rename it to 4.7.3. And then in that file, in those files in that folder, try quick commenting. Remember to quick, hold on, quick, oh my God, I can't type. Good Lord. 2 quick comments, the keystroke, combination of keys, keystroke. The keystroke is control plus slash. So if I highlight this whole line and hold control slash or control question mark, it's going to automatically quickly comment out that line. Okay, so is everybody clear on what I want you to do today for web design? Yep. Any questions for the good of the order? Okay, so that's it. I'm going to close up the Zoom room. We're off the air, so that means you can take your phones out of your bag. I'll upload this here shortly. Copy your 4.7.2 and use some quick comments. Thank you guys for listening.